We are live. Refresh your page, baby. Yep. Just give me a minute. I'm selling. Okay. Let's go get some big orders. Coming to you. If we're patient and we only go for the big rocks that we can crack with 2 lasers with good stuff, we should be able to make some money. Okay, medium hanger. Here we go. I'm in my medium hanger if you want to come here. I'm setting up the lasers now before I call the vehicle. I think we'll go for 2 large lasers, baby. Let's see. Let's do a impact 2. And what's the problem? Okay, well, I gotta call it anyway, so give me a moment. I'm setting up the lasers. What just happened? Hmm. Yeah. Okay, my third laser is not going to have anything on it. Trying to decide what should I do this one? Size 2, ooh, 3, 2400. I'm gonna go for this so that nope, okay, we're ready. I'm only taking 2 mining lasers, so we'll have to figure out which one. I'm gonna call the ship and then tell me if my hangar appears. Okay, now try the elevator, baby. Okay. Coming up. Ambitious Dream Station. Hope so. Didn't you see my small hangar? No, I don't see you. So let's try. It says that I just invited you. Okay, I'm going to exit the menu because this is apparently a little bit buggy. That's where I'm at, dear. Hold on. No, we're not in a party, so there we go. I just invited you. I just joined you. Now see if I have a hanger. I'm not logged in yet. It's thinking.
Nope.
It's still got the spinny wheel. Okay, put me in the med bay. Or in my habitat, I guess. So I think we're in the same party, but it only says 1. So I'm going to have to exit the game and try that all again. This really bites. What's going on with the party mode? You might have to exit to the menu too, dear. It's not taking.
You don't got it?
I had to quit the entire game and I'm trying it over again. Trying to do it from the comms menu. It's apparently screwed it up. Bill only says 1 person. So let's give this a try. I'm inviting you. There you go. All right, now it shows you in my party. Yeah, whatever that bug was, it wasn't too terrible to resolve. And I'm back in bed, of course. Now there should be a medium hanger.
Yeah, there is.
Okay. I gotta check to make sure all the changes took hold. Let me check real quick. Hold on, baby. Where did I put my phone? Oh, poo. I need my phone now, and it's not here.
What you need your phone for?
Twitch verification code, of course. I got it. Okay, that worked. I mean, I got so many windows open, it's kind of stupid. Alrighty, baby. Here I come. Before I call my ship, I want to check to make sure that the laser changes that I just made actually stayed put. Good luck. I'll come to you first. Okay, are you in here?
Yeah.
I'm checking to make sure. And I'm glad that I did. Weapon 1, empty. Why is it empty? Here, okay, so we're in slots 2 and 3 have the mining laser. Hopefully those are the center turret and one other. We'll check before we go. Okay. Fallen ship.
I need to go get my phone.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your vehicle has been delivered to please visit us again.
That's bad. I forgot they're driving up to see Lisa.
Well, that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna get on the ship. I need to check which 2 lasers we just set up. Make sure we have the center one. So the way you get on,
Wait a
if
minute.
you can come to me. If you tour the ship, baby, or you're gonna get lost and end up out in space.
You're falling. Shut the airlock.
Come to me and I'll show you where you make a boo-boo and go out in space.
Could be just me alone.
Okay. So here's the elevator. Don't get on it yet because I want to... You have to hold the action button and then it's like a little switch that's hanging there in space. Come over here where I'm at. I want you to see this. So if these lasers, when you get into the side turrets, they extend out this way. But if you go the wrong way, that is an opening right there.
Yeah, I know. I saw that guy do that.
And it's open to space. The center turret isn't like that. Come get in the elevator. Okay. Gonna be our home away from home for a while until we get rich.
There's no
We got a
beds in here.
galley. This is just like a engineering section, etc. You're gonna let me by? No. So you go up that ladder. Please stop.
Maybe.
Okay. Do you see the ladder right there on the left?
Yeah.
That's the way to the cockpit. We're not going that way just yet. Come back down.
Now you tell me. You said.
Yeah, you're in a very big hurry, it seems.
No, you said that was the ladder, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's a ladder, but it's a big ship. So go through the door. Okay. This is where you get into the turret. So you come up, and if you look at the seat, you can click F. But if you go this way, you can just jump right off the ship. Okay,
Okay.
good. Check it out. So go ahead and get in the laser and watch what, or get in the seat. Watch what happens. Kind of cool. See, it extends. Now we have a hole in the side of our ship too. But you have your laser turret. Now we have to... What'd you just do?
It spins, or
Yeah, but we have to set up your turret controls.
Yeah,
So,
because I can't. How am I supposed to
I
get
know.
out of here?
I know. I don't want you to get out of there. Hit options.
What is options?
Go to escape so we can go into your menu and set up your options and go to key bindings. And we're going to, nope, first we're going to do something with keyboard mouse. So click on advanced controls. And roll, or no, we're going to use vehicle, nope, turret movement. Click on that. Scroll down. We're not going to use the keyboard for this movement. So click on pitch. No, over to the where it says Y axis mouse. Yeah, click on that. Now right click on it. Boom. Okay. Do the same thing with yaw. And scroll down. I got to remember. Okay, stop. Exit is Y, which you know that key already. Click on turret advanced on the left. Far left. Next one down. Yeah. Now scroll down. Okay, slow down. Reset. I gotta see which key it is. I don't remember. Hold on. Bum, bum, bum. Because I had to figure all this out to get my turret working. Pitch up and down, so that's not it. Turret advanced, that's not it. Vehicles, cockpit. Seats and operator modes. Where is it? Vehicles view. Okay, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Go ahead and escape out of your current menu. Go back to your cockpit view. I want to try a key. No, don't quit. Oof, scared me. Return to game.
That's what I was gonna do, man.
Okay, tap the Z key. Okay, let's go back in. I have it set as Z, but I don't know why. Now we're going to set up the Okay, now go to the instead of keyboard mouse, let's go to the hottest keyboard. Go down to or wait. Go to vehicles. Scroll up. Keep going. Keep going.
Vehicle mining.
No, we want right there. Vehicles view.
Vehicles what?
Up, fourth one from the top. Scroll down. Oh, okay, that's why. Click on free look hold. One down. Okay, double click. Double click. Double click. Which mouse button are you using?
My left one. You didn't tell me which one to use.
Oh, and guess what? Oh, it sounded like it just put us away. I guess not. Okay. You want, yeah, left mouse button. You want to rebind it. Double click to rebind, and you're not click. There you go. Now hit Z quickly. Okay. Now let's jump out of this. Okay. Turn again. Now hit the Z key. Yeah, there you go. That toggles locking your view. Now move your turret. Scroll your turret around now and... Okay, hit escape. Don't do anything. Hit escape. Let's go back into... That was an important one because it took me a long time to figure that out. Key bindings. We're going to go to scroll up.
It is up.
Okay, then you want... You know, I blocked all their numbers, and now they're calling me with another one. Go to... Give me a second. I'm going to block that one, too. I'll just keep blocking them each time they call. I wish there was a way you could report those kind of scams. Go to, there should be a turret movement. We want to make sure you don't have any mouse controls for this. Yeah, okay, we already did that. Now go to keyboard mouse, go to hottest, change it from keyboard mouse to your joysticks. Far right, bottom corner. Click, click. One more. Now go to turret movement. Now pitch up and down, double click on pitch. And use your thumbstick up and down, forward and down, the same one you do for, there you go. Yep, that's okay, say yes. And now you want yaw, and you want side to side on that same thumbstick. Yaw, currently, yeah, that one. Say okay. Okay, now go back to the game. Now go side to side. Okay. Up and down. Okay. And pull your left trigger. Oh, I have to turn on power. Okay. Pull and hold your action button, that secondary button on the left stick. And then use your mouse to hover up where the flashing A is. Okay, whoop, now it's slide over. No, that's not what I wanted you to do. I didn't say click, I said hover.
No, sorry.
Uh-huh. So get back in the chair. Want to get all this figured out? Here. Turn around. Turn around, get in the chair. Multi-person mining. Okay. Now, hover, pull the secondary action button. Hover your mouse over that little control panel. You have to get your mouse cursor, so you have to pull and hold. There you go. Now the one on the far left, go over a little more. To the right. To the right. That's left. Go to the right. Those four right there in the middle. The four round buttons right in the middle, you want the left one. You keep going past it. Nope, go back to the left. To the left, see the four little buttons? Keep going to the left. You want the one on the side, not that one that exits. There you go. Now click. So you just power down your laser. Well, once you click. Either the fire button, but use the mouse button. Try click with your mouse button. There you go. Now do it again. It powers it off. That's how you turn your laser on and off. And then the rest of it is just like mining. Okay?
All right. All right.
You have mining mode, and then you can switch between extraction, etc. Just be
Yeah.
careful because the F key, which you're used to, exits your seat. Well, in your case, it's Y, so that's good. Okay, hit Y. Let's exit. Press and hold. Let's go get some mine. So I'm not sure. I'm going to go get in. Let me get in that laser. Go ahead and step out here if you would. I want to make sure I can't get past you.
I know. You got to move.
Okay. I want to make sure we have the modules that this is, because we're only taking a set of modules for 2 of our lasers. Yeah, this is the right one. Got all the buffs. All right. So the Z key is going to be important because that locks your view to the turret. And if you don't do that, it gets really funky or quirky. I don't know why they did that, but where'd you go?
I went upstairs.
Okay. So, continuing the tour of the ship. This is the center laser, and I'll use this one so that I can hop back, hop in and out of, but you just go down, turn around, and it's right in the center front of the ship. So if we get a really big rock, I can do it and then get back in the driver's seat. Let's go up here. Let's go get some mine. Are you strapped in, baby?
Mm-hmm.
And my AI sounds weird. Not sure why, but let me navigate here. I think it's kind of cool. We should be able to crack bigger rocks, and we have a lot more cargo space. So that means more stuff we get to bring back.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Wonder about when I can go through the doors without crashing. Pretty much got to wait for it. Okay, that's good to know. Our AI sounds like a robotic Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Looking around.
Yep.
All right, let's go give this mole a try.
Alert. Front crash close. Shields off.
Oops. Forgot what I was doing, but that's okay. I ended up right where I wanted. Righty. Let me see what the name of this one is. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that. I want to start typing it in so it's a little faster. Man, this is quirky today. What's going on? Okay, Arc L3.
Are we moving?
Quantum travel.
Not yet. All right. Go get some mine. And then probably down the road when we get some money back, then we need to upgrade our shields and engines on these. Oops, I'm not even close to where I wanted to be. A lot of nodes. Gotta wait for it to cool down, baby. We're not in the thick of it. Looks pretty good though. Alrighty, let's get some mines. Things taking forever to cool down.
Quantum travel complete.
Let me check something. Man, we were only at 11.7 and it was still quite a few nodes. Must be a pretty thick asteroid belt. I want to be right in the thick part. It's 11.4. Better.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, see, it's like a little tiny belt, and then you go into nothing.
Engaged. Quantum travel complete. Quantum travel engaged.
Now we're talking. Okay,
Quantum travel.
let's get some mines, baby. Got mining mode on. If you want, you can go get in your laser.
Engaged.
Just don't forget. Go the wrong way, you end up floating in space. And I have to come find you.
Quantum travel complete.
Did
I
that.
need to get a drink, man. I'm down to 78%.
Well, you can walk around on the ship on your way to the laser. There's even a galley. Get a coffee.
Quantum travel complete. Mining mode on.
Remember how to get there?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
And our first rock, you can just
Shields on.
Yep, that's where we're at. But I didn't know there was like a thicker, we kind of went through a thick spot and then we entered into a dense spot again, which I didn't know it kind of cycled like that, which is kind of cool. All right, sweetie, you can just extract this one.
Just give me a minute. I have to make sure I'm fully.
Just don't, remember, don't turn right because you don't want to go floating out in space. Yeah, we're kind of
Hopefully, this is the door.
nice. Yeah, we're kind of new to the game, just having fun. We've slowly been upgrading. A couple of weeks is all, but we just got the mole, and we are going to give it a try. You get lost, baby? Through that door right there. Yeah, you got it. I don't want my wife to get ejected out into space. So the seat is to the right. Yep.
It's
There you go.
dark
See,
in here, man.
you're in space. Space is dark. Don't forget the Z key to lock your view. But also you got to turn on your turret power. One more over. Yeah. Don't. If you hit the exit, then it gets you out of the seat. Then I would hit the Z key.
I did, and it.
Okay, then move your turret. You should be fine.
No. It
Okay,
doesn't
mouse
want to
over
go.
it. Go and check. You might have powered it off actually. Try to check your power button again. No, you're on. Okay, you're fine. Now try the Z key again.
Well, am I on or off?
You're on.
I see
Oh no,
power
power
on.
on. Okay, click. There you go. Now you're talking.
Okay, this side, this works, but this
Okay,
doesn't work.
hit Z. Just Z once, not twice. Try it now. Just
I
point.
move
Just
side.
point your turret. You're good. Point your turret at the rock. A little to the left.
It won't go that way.
Okay, check your power again. Oh, it won't.
See,
Okay,
it's
let me
go up
move
and down,
here. Just hold on.
but it won't go side to side.
Here. Are
Okay,
you in
okay, there it goes.
dun, 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 dun. Are you in fracture or extraction? I think I'm gonna get you a little. You're fine. Go ahead and break it up, baby, or suck it up. Extraction. Toggle. There you go. You got it now. You're a mining pro. And that was it. I guess it was a tiny one. And I don't have good enough shrimp. Yeah, we'll take any tips possible. We're just, the way we're figuring it is we will take our time and learn to fly, learn to mine, and kind of just enjoy the game. We're loving it. Oh, that's pretty cool. What ship do you mostly use each day? Okay, I got something. Why am I? There we go. It goes a little slower with the mining laser out, I guess, but
Well, I can always go back in.
nah, we're coming up to another one. Maybe we'll get lucky, baby. Yeah, shrimp. That's pretty cool. We haven't really ventured. Okay, inert materials, laranite. Nope, skip that. Um, we started out with a pair of golems. Made enough money, got me a Constellation Taurus, and then we wanted to kind of do this together, so we're now in a mole, figuring out the whole multi-crew thing. I can do all this without blowing my wife up, so much the better.
Alert. Front crash close.
She doesn't like to die. She also doesn't like to lose her loot. Uh-oh. Yeah, that was close. This thing handles a little differently than the golem. See what we got here, baby. Nope. Come on, positive vibes, sweetie. Oh, I lost my direction. Let's see. Did I lose my navigation marker? No, I just don't see it.
Alert. Front crash close.
We'll head on down here. Yeah, this thing handles like a old-fashioned lead tub. Kind of looks like it too. Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, one of the things we want to do is the Weekalo quests. We haven't we're just getting started. We figured we'd try to make some money to kick off things. Okay, honey, you need to give us some good luck here.
Shields on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this thing handles slow. Squishy. You want some gold, baby?
That's good.
Okay, go for it.
You have to bring it up a little bit.
I'm watching.
There you go. Now go down. Now you went too far up.
Well, you can move your turret. All right, don't blow us up, baby. I'm watching.
For some odd reason, it doesn't want to move anymore. Do I have to do the Z key all the time?
You can. Watch your power. Watch your power.
No.
Okay. My wife's gonna blow us up.
No, I didn't know this thing
Live
was that
on
strong,
camera,
man.
man.
Thing is strong.
Yes, it is. A little bit more than a golem. Okay. Take your power down.
Oh, I forgot
Mouse
about
wheel.
that. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah, you did. Okay, getting us back. You like to blow us up, baby. Have that recorded. Jim would get a kick out of that. Show the universe how good of a streamer or a miner you are. Okay. Low. It'll get faster and easier, baby. Okay, don't let it decharge. Go, go, go. Well, you're starting over. Stop. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. There you go. You got it. Keep it in the green, baby. got it. You got it. Beautiful. Just go for the good ones. We're gonna take our time, learn this, and a little bit of luck, we'll get some good cracks. Did that say?
Yeah, the moving of this arm does not work. It
What
just
are you
goes.
trying to do, sweetie? Shrimp, that sounds, we'll check it out. We're, just an old space mining couple. We're not doing too much at the moment. Not really doing the PvP thing. And we're just chilling, but really appreciate the invite. We're having a blast in the game.
And we're going too
But
forward.
I'm afraid we wouldn't be much help in anything for a few weeks. But we're getting there. What do you want, babe? What are you trying to do?
It doesn't want to go. I can't move the camera going left and right. All I can do is up and down.
Try the thumbstick? No? Try your joystick. The right joystick.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, there it goes.
Yeah.
And I got it.
Was there Bexelite in one of those? I thought. Yeah, we're loving the game. We're definitely slow at the moment, Shrimp. It's, that's okay. We're slow too. Kind of new to the whole space thing.
We don't want that. This is 1811. Do you still want it?
You're the miner, baby. I'm watching you.
I wouldn't
I'd
pick it
go for
up.
the good stuff. We can always fill up. We got time. Our objective here is mostly to learn. We'll make some money. I got a ton in the hopper already.
No.
Now it's only 1%. If you want, we can go look for a better rock.
Better rock.
Better rock.
These are poopy rock. Oh yeah, that's aluminum. We don't want that.
Well, I definitely appreciate it. It's probably, we want to learn this gameplay loop. We're getting there. We're making money, getting some ships, figuring out how to fly. If it's okay, you can add me to a friends list, and you never know, we might bump across each other in the game, which would be very cool. Got my daughters may play. Wife's enjoying the game. And yeah, I think we'll be playing this for a long term. Unless they do something stupid like add a subscription. But yeah, we're having a lot of fun. Even getting a small fleet already. But we're not really doing the aggressive player on player, none of that at the moment. It is fun. Quite possible we'll. What happened to that rock I just passed? There it is. Quite possible we'll be needing a rescue. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if you toss us on the friends list. If not, I can. If you're okay with it, I'll do it when I get back to the menu here. All right, sweetie. Let's see what this is. Man, I'm going. This thing flies way different than the Golem.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not flying.
It's the same as my Twitch stream, Protonster. That's another gold. Let's go get something juicy or try to. Come on, baby. Positive vibes. We need some good rocks. How about a 100-unit quantanium that's like 80%? Think you can do that?
Is that what you found?
This thing.
Alert. Front crash close.
What's that?
I said, that's what you found?
No, I was going to say that would be nice. There you go. This might take us both. You want to go to fracture? You are in fracture. Can you crack that one?
Where am I? Can you? I can't.
Hit Z.
Oh, okay. I see. That's what the Z button's for. Okay.
Yeah. And just don't blow us up. Okay, I'm gonna have to get in the other turret. I do. Oh, go ahead and yeah, go ahead and stop. I think we're gonna have to use both turrets, baby. So I'm gonna have to put it right in front. Can you swivel to the left a little? There you go. Okay, so you can swivel to the left. All right, I'm gonna lock the speed limiter. Head into the turret. To be a good test of both lasers. Okay, that's annoying. Just be patient, sweetie, and of course, let's see. So go ahead and fire yours at 100%, and I will adjust. Okay, what do I have to do here? Why is mine? I did turn mine on. Did I not? Yep. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. Dadgummit.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Shrimp. Hey, I gotta jump over into the other turret, baby, so hang tight. For some reason, I got them, when I loaded up the two lasers, I put them on the wrong ones. It's kind of stinky.
Yeah, hopefully yours reaches.
Like I said, we're learning. So hopefully we both don't get pushed out into space. Okay, that is annoying. There we go. I'm trying to hurry, baby. Just be patient. Hopefully I can get it from here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch this one on. So it says, let's see if we can do it. Go ahead and fire yours up, babe. Yeah, we got this. Little bit inconvenient that I loaded up the wrong laser, but that's all right.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Sure. I appreciate you asking. Come on, crack. We're probably gonna have to crack these two, baby. I was right. So watch your laser power, or you will blow us up. We'll need a rescue from Trent. He is. You can't hear it because I don't have your speech thing on your computer, but he is posting a link in our chat that they do a medical gameplay. They rescue people. I assume that means medical ships and the whole gamut. Kind of cool. So go ahead and subcrack any that you need to there, dear.
The one behind you is a good one.
Well, I got to do this one first. It's kind of in the way.
Ooh, sorry. How'd I turn it down?
We're just. I did say watch your laser power because you were at 100%. Oh,
That one poofed. Sorry. It wasn't a very good one anyway, so.
oh crap! I gotta change that keybind. No, I appreciate it. We will check it out. Assuming my wife doesn't blow us up in space, like she almost did. I gotta change that keybind so that it's not the same. I will say that key bindings in this game are both nice and a complete pain in the butt.
Attack on shield.
I like the control, but man, what a getting my wife on board with all the keybinds as well as the learning curve. It's been pretty interesting. So that one's 100% inert materials. I wish I could remotely pilot this ship here, dear. I gotta crack this one. Yeah, just be careful with your laser power, sweetie. Yeah, I can see that because the first couple of days, bought a couple of wing, the space sticks, Hossis, and I did not know that when you unplug your controllers and plug them back in, that the computer will sometimes switch them around. And oh my gosh, I went through serious amount of headache and overlap on the keybinds until I sort of figured it out. And now I understand, don't unplug, keep things kind of static. But yeah, I'm not going to claim by any stretch that I know how to make a backup, and for some reason this is my good PC, or I build my own. I'm rather getting up in the years, but I have 37 years in high tech, so there's nothing in computer technology, nothing that's scary. But when I save a profile, for the life of me, I have now like 5 hottest picks that pop up. And I've tried to reset it. You know, I just want to have the ones I'm interested in, and my wife stole it from me.
Just go back in the
I
pilot seat.
Yeah, so
You want iron?
hang on, baby. Yeah. Yeah, it's been interesting. I kind of sort of almost have it uh sorted out, but yeah, it's not been smooth. Definitely the most painful part of the learning curve, getting my wife dialed in. I think yeah, I got to crack this one, babe. I mean, we're getting there. It's taken some time. I'm doing it for two. My wife is in her own computer room, and
Extraction mode on.
yeah, figured out for my computer, and then had to figure it out for hers. But whole backup thing I would like to do so that, or sort out so that I don't have to go through that again. But I got something quirky going on. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty happy with we got the wing. Is it not the Gladiator? They weren't nearly that expensive, but they work quite well for us. At some point in our future, maybe we'll upgrade, but right now we got a pretty good size learning curve. All right, honey, we're just about done with this rock. Well, thank you for cracking that. And we're not doing too bad. Lots of Vexillite. I like it. 41 Vexillite we pulled from this rock. That's not shabby. Well, plus the other one, I guess. Well, those are small percentages on those two, but we're getting close to being full.
No, I don't like
10%.
putting anything over 20. I don't pick up. So it's your call if you
Yeah,
want it or not.
nah, 100% inert. There'll be other rocks. Do we have to crack that one? No, 1.41%. Okay, let's go find another one. Fill up. Yeah, we're enjoying this a lot. It game is a good time. I actually bought my pledge ship like 3.5 years ago. Started to play it. You know, I played Elite Dangerous. Wife hasn't got into that, but it was so buggy. No, I understand. I actually use the Azeron Cyborg as my secondary controller. So when I'm flying, I switch do the sticks, and I have those mounted. And when I'm doing, first-person stuff, I use the Cyborg. It's got a really nice quality stick on it. All right, dear, strap in. We need to find at least one more nice rock. That was a good one. Got over 40 Bexalite in that rock. But yeah, my goal is to get my wife fully into this. She's pretty much self-sufficient. She almost never explodes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I did mostly mining. I've got my Anaconda and made a billion a few times over, but there's a strange attraction to that game. It's not nearly as immersive anywhere close. I love the interior of the ships, just the little detail. I do wish that Star Citizen would focus on what I would call basic functionality bugs. Things like after this last hotfix, we couldn't drink. I have to manually take my helmet off, put it in my backpack, that kind of stuff. Fueling bug. We had a bug where the ships wouldn't take fuel. And those are what I would... Ooh, there you go, baby. Suck that one up. 49% Terranite. I don't know if you have to crack it, but give it a shot. Center yourself. I think you're off to the side. Go the other way. Can you... No, you got to go up. I think you're pointing down. There you go. Now go. Point. Really? That's funny because my hotkey, just for whatever reason, where you put your helmet on your hip, it just stops. The hotkey just stopped working. You got it, baby?
I got it.
Okay. And it's a small thing, but like fueling, we do the auto fuel when we get done with a run, and all of a sudden after the hot fix, we'd get back on the ship and get out away from the station and realize, oh, we didn't take on any fuel. And those kind of, I mean, it's small, not a big deal. No, I get it. No, I'm just saying that the hotkey was working, and then all of a sudden after the hot fix, I have one, it's working fine for my wife, but for me it stopped. And then it came back. The fuel, kind of a minor, it's just, they're little things, but they're kind of annoyances, Like, we'll get this weird thing where we'll try to bring something up in the freight elevator and it'll be sunk in the floor. And then it's lost forever, kind of stuff. Freight elevator is pretty base to the game. Drinking and eating fuel. Elevators, my wife almost stepped out into space, opened an elevator, and there was nothing in front of her. That kind of stuff I would consider basic experience level. From compared to 3 years ago, it's no comparison. And the mining loop, in my personal opinion, just me, is very fleshed out compared to anything. The Elite Dangerous has a really nice mining. Listening to your text. Yeah, no, I agree. Freight elevators, I think they'll get there. I would say when they do a patch, just my personal opinion, that they would if they would put a priority on some of those basic experience, you know, hangar doors opening, flying out, getting fuel, drinking, eating, moving your freight up and down, right? It's kind of core to your personal experience in the universe. It would probably, yeah, we can crack this one, honey. It's 99 big, but it's got 20 Bexelite in it. So let me set you up. You might need me. Go ahead and give it a crack. But, you know, compared, like, I've always liked the Mining Loop and Elite Dangerous because it's got, you know, it's got enough complexity and maneuvering, and that's probably one of the more enjoyable loops in that game for me. Like exploring, but after a while, there's nowhere near the immersion just getting around the universe. Is it cracking, baby?
No.
Okay, let me lock it down and I'll go get in.
Usually, I mean, I wouldn't get this rock. I mean, the nice roll.
But, you know, I guess to put it differently, you know, when I said that we're old, I've been gaming with my wife for over 30 years, and we've been married longer. And all 37 years, yeah, no, I suspect that we've been looking at all of that info, and it's definitely very intriguing. But, you know, I had to actually wait to get my wife into it until 4.1 because, you know, I've got a 37-year. I spent almost. Go ahead and light it up, baby, and I'll follow. I spent almost 30 years at the Intel Development Center, semiconductor manufacturing and high tech kind of stuff. And from that, I've been in technology from the early 90s, late 80s, actually. I'm that old. But yeah, built all my own computers for each one of my kids. And about 8 years ago, I transitioned to where I am now a field engineering manager. I manage a team of global field engineers that we work on particle accelerators that have been adapted as a rather large medical device. There's 30 of them in the world now for our company. But yeah, I've got a very deep background in tech just in general, and games have been kind of a core thing for our whole family. Raised 3 daughters, and they're still very avid gamers. But yeah, my wife is not as quick to pick things up or, you know, learn a complex game like this. And the bugs prior to patch 4.1 was just super painful. And I'm really excited that the game is in a state now where I've got her in the game and she's actually having fun. You know, a few frustrations the first week, but that's also to be expected. We've also played World of Warcraft as a family since launch in 2004, so that also had its learning curve for the family. But this, I think, the fact I've not seen a game nearly as expansive, immersive, comprehensive. Um, it's a lot of fun. We're really enjoying it. We're going slow, you know. I want to make sure that her experience is really good. I suspect my daughters are gonna want to play this one. My oldest daughter loves. We played this'll date me for sure, but I played all of the Wing Commanders all the way to the end. Freelancer, Privateer, and family played those too when my girls were young. So yeah, we're just a couple of old gamers that love to have fun, and this is, I mean, even what we're doing right now, this is pretty darn cool. Multi-crew, being able to go together in the same ship, mine bigger rocks, make more money. There are a couple of things that Europop loves. One is loot. She'll do just about anything in a game for loot, including she got me killed. Well, didn't get me killed, but she wanted to do the mercenary thing, so we tried out a few of those quests, and that was my first experience with prison. It's kind of funny. Although on my Friday night, after a long week of work, when my job is pretty challenging, it's a field called proton therapy, but I do the engineering behind. And yeah, so I had a long week, sat down, did a mercenary mission, and didn't realize that there's good guys there. First person I shot, security guard, prime stat 4, and I spent the next 3 hours trying to figure out how to get out of prison, grumbling the whole time. And then, of course, looking back on it, it was kind of amusing, but not how I wanted to spend my Friday night. But I do appreciate and really like that level of immersion. Absolutely. It's pretty killer. You know what? We're almost full, baby. I'm just gonna, well, can't. So,
Extraction mode on.
but yeah, we're having a blast. I suspect we're gonna be in this game for a long time. Love the fact that it's no subscription, although, you know, I certainly see there's plenty of money to spend on ships, but for right now, we're making the money mining and buying everything in game and
Well,
hoping
then
that we
I'm
don't
gonna
get
head off.
totally wiped with a server wipe, which I realize at the stage of the game it's a possibility. It's not a big deal. We got our base ships. We'll build again if that happens, but we're definitely looking forward to Squadron 42 since I played all the wing commanders, and from what I can see of the in-game cinematics, I expect it's not going to disappoint. I absolutely love the immersion, just the little details where you kind of lose track that you're in a game. No load screens, things like that. We're definitely appreciating this. As long as I don't get my wife killed and I don't mess with her loot. Those are the two criteria. But just like in real life, with 37 years of marriage, what's mine is also hers. And that is okay. And she said, there is a cliche, don't know if you're married or know anyone that is, but happy wife, happy life. Never truer words told.
I don't know which ones you want to suck up here, babe.
Nah, I'm just going to pull up a couple because we're almost full, so
All right, and I'm getting out.
no problem.
Warning. Power critical.
I guess I could check. Let's see. No barrel.
Mode on.
Yeah, we're full up. But yeah, we're having a good time. It's going to take us a little bit to learn, there's no doubt, but yeah, we're getting there. That's part of the fun.
That's not a door. No, that's not a door. Thought it was this one.
Just remember, don't go to the right, baby. I don't want to see you go out in space.
It's not that. Where's the door at then? Never
You have
mind.
to climb the ladder,
What ladder?
find your way out.
Yeah, but this door. Oh, never mind.
Did you find it?
I see it.
Okay, head into the cockpit. It's gonna cost us a little more to process a big load, sweetie. But I will say we've got almost 50 Bexelites, so it'll pay. Yeah, I appreciate the courtesy, Shrimpley. It's
I'll be right back.
we'll definitely check you out. We're just going slow and figuring all the stuff out and having a blast doing it. There's the bugs are in my mind. I'm extremely patient. I've had a super high stress career, and I also understand the complexity of what I see here in the game and what they're actually achieving. And yeah, I mean, I'm a programmer too. It's one of my I have a few degrees. I have a degree in electronics engineering, a degree in robotics, a degree in encryption, secure communications, and I have been programming. I've always been in the field, so my whole career has been figuring things out and implementing some rather intense technology in the real world, because there is always a difference from the theoretical to what happens in the real world in the space that I've been. And yeah, when I look at the game and what they've actually achieved compared to like the Wing Commander days and the kind of games we started with, it's it's pretty dramatic. I love it. I absolutely love it. This is the kind of genre in a game that has always appealed. We've certainly been a family of high tech. And this has always kind of been, after the Wing Commander series, I've been waiting for something like this for over 20 years. And yeah, pretty excited. Can't wait for Squadron 42. I've already pledged ships and pitched in my funding, and got my wife a Cutlass Black, and she's got a Golem. I made enough money on my Golem. I got the Constellation Taurus. I actually had my original pledge ship, which I melted down for a Spirit. And then I decided I wanted something that could haul a little bit and give us a little bit of defense. So I melted the Spirit down and got the Taurus, or the Constellation. And we upgraded from the Golems to the Mole, trying this out, and I think this will be a good ship for us. Just making money. I'm already only 2.3 million after all that, but again, we're only in our second week, so I don't think that's too bad, all things considered. But yeah, having a blast. Love the community. A lot of nice people having fun. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this for a long time. It certainly is a distraction from work that I can appreciate. And of course they put me on the other side, or did they?
Quantum travel complete.
Yeah, the whole yep. Yeah, we've kind of made it past that part, figuring out which materials are good, and got a couple of web pages for selling stuff. And yeah, I mean, we're just having a blast. It's love the game. Really, really happy that the game is in the state that it is. You'll definitely see Europop and Protonster in this universe. Of course, I am getting older, so there is the possibility that things happen in life, but you know, I'm not counting on that. Our two pastimes are what we are doing here and fishing. We live in a pretty good place. I'm working from home pretty much since the COVID, which is, I feel pretty blessed in that because I don't have to travel the planet anymore, which I did for 30 years. And it doesn't bother me a bit to work from home. But it lets us get our time in the game. And when we're not in the game, we're fishing. Fortunate to live in South Central Florida and easy access to some of the best fishing here in the U.S. And yeah, we like it. It's something I think we'll play for a while. All right, sweetie. I'm going to unload, spend a little money. So definitely be a little more profitable for us, sweetie. You got it figured out, you think?
Landing gear down.
Are you there? Nope, my wife stepped away, didn't even tell me. Or did, and I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I love it. I kind of like the mole. It's probably not a ship I'll use single mode, but yeah, it's a little bit unwieldy for one person to go back and forth between the turrets. I was kind of hoping that you could trigger a laser on full and then sort of like on the oh, really nice. That's good to hear. I'm sorry that you were put out of commission. My daughter went into the Air Force. She was in for 6 years, got out of high school, went straight in for 6 years. She got accommodations, General Halsey, all kinds of good things. Came out of the Air Force and went straight into school. Worked like a maniac, and she's now a doctor up in Wisconsin, which I'm about to be a grandpa, which we're pretty excited about. Yeah, talk about determination. I have 3 daughters. Couldn't be happier. Um, a little strange because I'm in a family of all boys, but you know, I wouldn't trade my daughters for anything on the planet. They're just amazing. But yeah, we're now empty nesters, and for the most part.
Where am I?
Oh, were you still in the ship?
Yeah.
Whoopsie. I'm glad I got that on film. I thought you got off. You disappeared.
Hey, I said I had to go to the bathroom.
Okay, so that's
Now
what happens
there
when
is
you
no ship in here.
hold on. Let me call my ship, see what happens. That's what happens when you store your wife with the ship. Whoopsie.
I'm just standing in the hangar.
Hold on, baby. Just stay put. Don't move around.
I just asked you.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you away like that.
Yep.
That's pretty funny. Like I said, Trip, we're learning.
I see no. Hopefully, I can leave this place.
Don't walk around. Just stay put. Because I'm trying to. Yeah, it's not. I think you're a bug in the works, baby. It won't let me call the ship. Let me go up and call it from upstairs. Stay put. And if it squishes you, don't forget to yell at me. Whoopsie. I'm glad we got that on film, though. because it is kind of fun.
Selected. Please visit us again.
I hope
Yeah.
I don't go to prison for that. Killing.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Nice. That's pretty nice. No, honey, it's not letting me deliver that vehicle, so I
Please visit
unfortunately
us
think you'll have to do the backspace thing. That was my fault, but I
If I
got your
logged
gun.
out, it would put me in the med bay or put me in the.
Yeah, give it a try. It won't hurt. I'll take the blame for that one. Put my wife in stowage. I'm sure they had a cryogenic pod. She can't.
again.
She's
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle
she was
Retrieval
apparently
System.
still in the ship when I
Vehicle
stored it.
selected. Stand by.
Okay, see if you
And
can bring that ship up now.
well, I'm heading down to the refinery, baby. Let me are you back in the station?
I don't know. I haven't logged back in yet.
Yeah, go ahead and log in. See what happens.
Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Yep, I put my wife in storage with the ship in cryogenic storage. That could actually be convenient in the right circumstances. She's logging back in. Pretty funny. Whoopsie.
Oh, I didn't find that funny.
Sorry about that, honey. Ooh, I got a drink. Let's see if they that hotkey is working. Nope. Let me
Okay.
know if you're back in, baby. Put you in the bed.
Yeah, put me in the bed.
I did not mean to do that, sweetheart.
Hmm.
You know I wouldn't intentionally hurt you in the game or otherwise. So I apologize. Yeah, like I said, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, that's good enough for now. You must have got stuck in the gears of the cargo hangar, baby, because it wasn't letting me call the ship. I honestly thought you got off because I was talking and you weren't there. Oops. Oh, wow. It won't even let me select the ship from. I hope that didn't just screw our whole load. That would really be stinky. My Argo Mole, it says, is still available, which, Man, I hope we didn't just lose our load bed. That would not be a good first start for us in a new ship. And it would legitimately be my fault for trying to put my wife away in storage with the ship. Whoopsie. But yeah, that'll be a good one for the archives. This is what happens when you put your wife away in storage without her consent.
Have a good one.
Alrighty, medium hangar. Hangar seems stable. Okay, that's weird. My ship is actually sitting on the hangar floor, baby. Without me calling it, which is interesting.
I wonder because you called it and I was still.
Yeah, it's
Right.
possible. It could have been a server delay. Hopefully, since I didn't have to claim it, I'll have all of our ore. Yeah, and when the 4.1 hit AAA, we had the whole thing where we lost about 4 loads before I figured out from YouTube vids and the workaround. We haven't tried it again, but I don't get on the elevator until the cycle completes, and
Welcome to the
we haven't
ASOP
lost
vehicle
anything
retrieval
since.
system. Your
Of
vehicle
course,
has
this is
been
the
moved to
first
our
time
flight
I've stored
path.
my wife with the ship,
Please visit us.
so that was interesting. Let's see what side effect that has. I'm pretty much sure I know what side effect it'll have here in the house, but right behind you, honey. Oop, you turned the wrong way. I went right by you. You need to get some color matching going on. Alrighty, let's see if I can get my ore now. We got to make a few ore runs because, man, I'm getting loaded up here. That did the trick, sweetie. 5793 Bexelite. This is going to cost. Yeah, 24 grams, sweetie. So I got 4 done, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Well,
10 in the hopper.
why don't you do one by yourself? Because I got to go do our salads.
Okay. I'm not going to say no to that. Shrimply got to hear what I'm having for dinner. Salad. Which is actually, she does really good salads. And I'm 6'6" and catching up in the width, which I'm trying to change. And the older I get, the harder that is. So salads works.
Do you want tomatoes?
Sure.
I was just asking the last couple times. You didn't want tomatoes.
Do, 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 do.
Hang out at the burrito bar.
Oh, this one's empty. Oh, wait. What just happened? Okay, so that's kind of a little bug. Interesting.
What
I had
happened?
2 bottles, and one was at 10%, and I just stored it in my inventory. And now I have 2 bottles at 100%.
Well, you only have that bug. I don't have that one.
That's interesting. Convenient. That's like an unlimited bottle. Let's see if it does it again. At 100%. Store it. Yeah, how about that? Unlimited drink. I don't think I would depend on that because they'll probably fix it right when I need, like I'm trying to get out of prison or something. which I almost died in prison Friday night. Trying to figure that out. I chose to figure it out the hard way rather than watching videos. All right, sweetie,
We've been noticing processes.
I'll do one solo. The game is a good time, Shrimpler. The first week after the patch, there were a few bugs. We lost a couple of loads, but since then, I would say very, very playable and within expectations of a game of this complexity at this stage. But we're definitely not unsatisfied players. We're having a good time. Yeah, the one thing, I was experimenting, and this may be a known thing, but I was learning how to take the pods on and off the golem. Oh, I gotta configure. And I put them in the elevator and put them in storage because I was going to mess with it the next day. And then when I tried to pull them out of the elevator, the cargo pods were embedded into the floor. When I tried to grab them with the tractor beam, rather than coming up out of the freight elevator floor, they dropped into, I assume, the void, the programming void. So, I'm doing okay for money. I went and bought 4 more pods, came back, brought them out of storage. All 4 of those pods did the same thing.
Retrieval system.
I was like, oh, great. Now I got a ship.
Please
And
visit
I
the
actually had to claim my ship to get the cargo pods back. And now they seem to work, but I don't know if you can take your cargo pods through the elevator. It doesn't seem to work well. Oh, let's see, which one of these can I take? And I assume, based on what I'm experiencing here, that you can only have 1 copy. Oh, no. Okay. That worked. Oh, that's why I did that. All right, let's do that again, because... I forgot what configuration I did for this thing. Pretty sure I went with... I want to say the Rieger. So I'm gonna go buy another one of those, I guess, spend some money so I don't have to take them off the other ship. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying configurations on the ships and just figuring things out. I've been a field engineer for, geez, 37 years, so figuring things out is kind of what I've done professionally, and I really enjoy it. And there are a lot of things to figure out in this game. I can honestly say I'm not as fast as I was 20 years ago, or as durable, but no complaints on that. Getting old, from my perspective, beats all of the other alternatives. But yeah, I mean, today, other than me putting my wife away in storage, I don't think we've had a bug yet. I have this lighting bug, which only happens here on the space station. I picked up the AMD 9070 XT for retail, I might add. I was lucky. And when I enter the space stations, I get that glowing light bug. I turned it in as a bug. Tried messing with my in-game settings, and I couldn't get it to stop. Mining modules. So I think I want another... Yeah. I want to crack some big rocks. Make sure I can put that on my ship, I guess. Right. Leave here.
Form into billing.
I picked up the mole for my wife and I, and for some reason, and I don't know exactly why, it gave me an arrow and a prospector, which I honestly haven't, I didn't think that it would do that, but I'm not complaining about the extra ship. Kind of cool. Well, I know what I was going to do. I was going to look at the Hofstede. Yeah, for a minute I thought, oh, I spent money I didn't intend to, but yeah,
Need a hazmat team to head
guess
into
it
the
was
subsector
a
container
bonus.
capsule.
That's only one module. One module. Two modules. I wish they had an impact one. Okay, so I don't know what that is, if I can use it or not. I don't think this is for my ship. But... Well, I'll stick with the Helix. Yeah, usually when I get close to entering this elevator, I get that light bug. I'm sure they'll fix it, but seems to only be in specific
Have a good
locations, and then it kind of fades out. And only on the space stations. Our goal in the short term, Shrimpley, is we are going to make a bunch of money, build up the ships. We want to give, we honestly want to give salvaging a try. That's kind of on our to-do list, but I got to turn in all that ore so that we can afford to get the Vulture or the Fortune. We're definitely enjoying the mining. Couple of weeks now, and yeah, this will be kind of our core. Whether they do server wipes, start us over for 1.0, Squadron 42, whatever the case, we're pretty confident we can get back in the game and build up our fleet again. And then we'll see what the salvaging does, you know, down the road, maybe later in the year. If it's something we enjoy. I don't have any idea the comparable
Welcome
profitability of
to
the
the
mining
ASOP
to
vehicle retrieval
salvaging.
system.
But they're, you know, I think the mining was a good choice. The
Your
golems love
vehicle
those
has been delivered
ships.
to
Really
following
good to get
location. Please visit us again.
EuroPop into that as a starter because she can kind of go out. It's stress-free, learn it, or well, I wouldn't say stress-free, but stress for me. But she's picked it up, doing well. You know, I had the cargo pod thing, and I ended up just about disassembling the ship before I got done. Flew it into the hangar wall, and but really enjoying the Prospector. Also, I've only had it since I got the Mole. But yeah, so far I'm loving the ships and the immersion, just everything about it. The medical gameplay loop seems pretty cool too. We were actually, my wife's got it, Europop has it in her head. She wants to do the mercenary thing. I'm like, okay. And I have enough gold to just about, well, between the two of us, we could get the Cutlass Red, which I thought may be a really nice ship if that's something she ends up wanting to do, because she can keep a little bit of storage, heal herself, which I suspect is going to be a thing. And also you can do other stuff. Yeah, but it, you know, it is a medical ship, but it has a little bit of storage, and you know, you can sort of boof it up with some decent guns. Yeah, but she wants to do the she's a big fan of Destiny 2. Played that for a long time. And I think that's the kind of gameplay that appeals, where she can take missions, hit the ground, and it would be nice if she had a way to heal herself, general stuff, when she goes out, does those kind of missions. We'll see. I got to see if she likes it first. But yeah, pretty fun though. I love the options. we are legitimately scratching the surface in the universe of Star Citizen. But that's okay, because that's kind of what we were after too. I love the fact that when you move around. Okay, thanks. Well, I'll do this mining run first, sweetie. Sounds like my dinner is done. Yeah, I haven't gone to Pyro, I haven't done a jump loop. We've been bopping around here. I went to the Wicklow station, a few things like that. And yeah, we're just starting out. There's so much to this game, it's crazy, which I absolutely love. I am a working man still. Yeah, I figured that out. I went and watched a bunch of videos, and yeah, I expect when we venture that way, death will become a thing. I am still a working man, and during the week, I'll be, working most all of the time. I won't say that you won't see me online in the universe if I'm on a lunch break or something like that, running a cargo run. And my job is quite consuming. On the back end of what I do, I'm not a medical professional, but proton therapy, it's essentially alternative radiation treatment for tumors. And traditional radiation, you irradiate the healthy tissue and the cancer, and that's one of the big challenges with oncology. Well, we strip the hydrogen proton out of the hydrogen atom and then accelerate in the cyclotron a beam of about 3 millimeter beam of condensed, highly accelerated protons, 2/3 the speed of light. And the proton is not inherently radioactive. As it enters the body, it has a property in physics called the Bragg's peak. It doesn't give off but about 1% of its energy in general until it gets near its destination and kind of goes off sort of like a firecracker. What that means in the medical terms, in the 8 years I've been watching, is we can treat with the proton therapy system really sensitive areas of the body, like brain tumors, heart, lung, areas that aren't traditionally accessible with standard oncology. So helping save lives, it's a great thing. Unfortunately, the side effect is the medical staffs. A lot of the patients are sadly the worst of the worst. Yeah, cancer is most definitely a curse. We've had it in our family, and most people touch it in a non-positive way at some point. Family, friends, loved ones. I consider it a privilege, even though I spent 30 years in semiconductor, to have translated my career here. I mostly wanted to get off the road and never afraid of work. Oops. And always been in the field, enjoy the practical aspect of making things work. But yeah, for 8 years, I've been handling the global field engineering team, making sure we're clinical every morning. These systems are about a third the size of a city block, and there's no backup because they're too expensive and too large. So the nature of cancer treatments, and you know, if we go down or we have challenges, then it's all hands on deck for that particular system. And time zones get a little tiring because that means I'm on deck in early morning if it's Taiwan or Singapore or China or one of our overseas sites. But you know, there's 40 or 50 people that are waiting for their treatments that following day, so it's very worth it and very worthwhile. And I'm only a few years from retirement if I'm lucky. They don't put me out to pasture first. But I figure if you got to work, helping save lives is about as good a reason as I can come up with. So I have zero complaints. And yeah, I mean, it's certainly challenging, but overall very rewarding. And don't know when I'll retire, a year or two probably, but I'm also excited that it looks like I've got a game that my wife and I can play and enjoy. Feeds my figuring things out aspect. And you know, I'm not like the young crowd and good with the first person shooter stuff as I probably could be, but I do use technology to cheat a little bit, and at my age I'm okay with that. Got the cyborg, love that. Got the wing pair of sticks. I get by. Ooh. Oh, shoot. Impossible. Come on. Man, that was 27 units Quantanium I could have had here if my wife was with me. Cute. See if I can overcharge this bad boy without blowing myself up. Nope. Bummer. You know, one feature of the game that would be pretty awesome after doing 2 weeks of mining, which is not much in this universe, I'm sure. I wish you had a unit like a electronic marker that was encrypted to your ship and you, where you could EVA and slap that marker on the rock and then come back to it. Now that would be cool. Just saying. That would be a feature I'd go in for. Really? Oh, that would be sweet. I don't know how many mines I have passed up because I was almost full, or you know, it was just not karma. But I'd love to be able to come back with a bigger ship, get some of those Quantanium with my wife. I think that'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm not bad. There's just a lot of stuff with the first person. It's more of a learning curve of the game, you know, learning. I was trying to heal my wife the other day and didn't realize that you could have injuries on different parts of the body. And she ended up respawning and upset at her husband, you know, but that's part of the learning curve as well after 37 years of marriage. But yeah, it's just figuring all of that kind of stuff out is going prone. There's so many key bindings, which ones are valuable and which ones are fluff, making sure I don't have overlap and do stupid things like I was having, you know, I was trying to, the first day we did the mercenary, I was trying to figure out the looting. And looting is different. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's very detailed. But I thought, well, hey, I'll just drop my backpack on the floor and pick up this other backpack. And unfortunately, when I dropped my backpack on the floor,
Caution, front collision.
and so I picked up this other backpack, no problem. And I took the stuff out of it, and then I looked around for my backpack, and unfortunately, it had vanished. I would say that it's going to be very interesting, the death of a spaceman, and how that, what I haven't figured out yet, and it's important for my wife because of her emphasis on loot, is to get Europop and I to understand that when you die, what do you keep and what don't you keep? And I don't think it's been erratic. I think it's more my perception that it's been erratic when we've blown up our ship inadvertently or got shot. Like when I ended up in prison on Friday night by, I had no idea. We were just having fun and learning the game the hard way. And it was a nighttime mission. I accepted it, flew in, landed out in the outskirts. And there were these two guys standing underneath the spotlight. So I'm like, okay, I'll just take them out from here. Little did I know that they were good guys. And then the turrets opened up and wasted my ship. And my wife, I thought, could come and rescue me. But then as soon as she did, it said, Europop has captured me. You're going to prison. And then I spent 3 hours figuring that out. But when I finally did get my ship back, it was bone dry empty. Everything for like 4 hours of gameplay that I'd stashed in foot lockers, it was all gone. And I don't know if that honestly was because I got shot by the turrets when I killed the security guards inadvertently. Well, it wasn't inadvertent. I intentionally killed them. I just didn't know they were security guards. And yeah, so I want to figure that kind of stuff out still, because it basically made my entire Friday night a total wash. I lost everything from the whole night. Because those footlockers in the Taurus and the Constellation have quite a lot of storage. And I had stuffed them full of guns. Yeah, no, I get it. But I've died. I've had to claim my ship at other times and not lost everything in the footlockers. And that's all I mean, is I'd like to understand what does and what does not. Not a big deal. Still having fun. And looking back on my Friday night, I probably should have gone to prison. Incidental or not, I killed 2 security guards. And I learned that gameplay loop. So how do you get out of prison? Mining rocks, etc. So that was interesting, let's say. Not what I wanted to do on my Friday night and lose all the stuff and all the effort, but I can't say it wasn't fun, even though I grumbled through the whole thing. I was like, this is stupid. My wife was laughing. She thought that was great. And I have no doubt that my daughters and the rest of the family will have nice screenshots of her dad in a orange spacesuit. It was pretty funny. So I will take care. I don't suppose there is a scanner or anything that helps you identify the bad guys. Do you really have to just let them start shooting you before you know they're bad? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I thought that it would be something like that because I did notice after the fact that the security guards were wearing white. It wasn't something that I expected. I tend to not. The only time I go out to YouTube to figure things out is if I start to get frustrated or, it's, well, that can't work that way. It's got to be a different way to do it, something like that. Otherwise, I'll just play the game and figure things out. That's what I did while I was in prison. And yeah, I managed to commute a 6-hour sentence down to about 2.5 hours, I guess. Sure I could do it faster next time. But yeah, the only thing I looked after I went to prison, I went back and looked at the video, and I'm like, okay, these guys definitely have different gear on. But no, I appreciate the information and everything, Shrimpley. We're in this for the long term, both because of our age. It might be quite possible that we're the oldest gaming couple on Twitch. I don't know. I'm sure there's other married couples that have been around, but yeah, just the whole thing. My family really enjoys watching us, and my wife is EuroPop is really having a good time, so that works for me. And yeah, I get all the drama and complexity in my daily life and the working world, so this makes a great distraction. Whoa. Well, I'd like to think that we can make it there, but we'll see. We just went up to Orlando yesterday. Spent the day with my mom, who is turning 90 on Sunday. We did a little surprise party for her. She's doing really well. Happy about that. Yeah, 90 that's a milestone. Life is short. Too short. One thing you won't find from me, no matter whether I'm in game or out, is drama. My personal opinion is life has plenty of its own, and it usually finds us whether we want to or not. If I'm breathing air, I'm going to choose to try to build something, have a positive impact. I know that may sound corny and old-fashioned, but it works for me. It's a very simple outlook. And the analogy I would use, like analogies, anybody standing at the bottom of the mountain watching mountain climbers, takes no energy to tear others down. And you could almost train a autistic monkey how to tear people down. But for me, it's a lot more rewarding to spend the days trying to figure out how you can help them reach the top, or climb the darn thing yourself. But I prefer to go forward and just keep things positive, and the whole drama and negativity, you're not ever going to find that here or with us, in-game or out. I know there's a lot of it on the internet and online, but that doesn't mean we have to participate. I guess I'm going to take this one too. And that's also one of the things that I really like about Star Citizen. The community seems pretty awesome. We were watching Gosh, I saved him. He was an Australian gentleman, and I don't remember his name, but they were doing the a line and mine with a group. That looked like a lot of fun. I don't think I'm quite ready for that yet in the game, but good times. We hardly ever watch TV, but what we do is watch YouTube. Yeah, I've got a bunch of friends, engineers that I've worked with at Intel and such, and yeah, there's a line, right? There's a line between knowing people and having fun. Let's say non-malicious sarcasm and playfulness, which I certainly enjoy, but yeah, when it crosses the line to drama or just the inherent negativity that is unfortunately prevalent on the internet, then I take a pass. Which means I barely watch the news anymore, unfortunately. But we get a lot of our entertainment just off Twitch and finding good people online streaming and YouTube, games that we enjoy. A lot of nostalgia around World of Warcraft for my wife, because we, and me, raising all three daughters. Back in the early 2000s, we had 5 accounts running at a time with World of Warcraft. But for me, it was a way to stay in touch with the girls. I traveled for a living for most of that time, and I'd get to a hotel no matter where in the world I was, log in, and my daughters would be there waiting for me, which that was super cool. But yeah, this kind of stuff, it really suits us. I'm glad my wife likes this, and I'm glad the game's in the state it's in, and I think we're gonna have a good time. We need to get through a few months of just learning the universe, gameplay. From what I can tell of the development, I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be many star systems eventually. I haven't really caught up on the plan. I know we only have 2 right now, but yeah, I'm hoping it becomes expansive enough to where we can go out and do our own thing and, you know, figure out the universe. I think we'll enjoy it. It's do you have any idea, Shrimpley, how big they plan to make this universe? Star systems? I doubt it'll be like Elite Dangerous kind of big, but the way they've implemented this, I think that would be pretty awesome to make it a good size. Okay, I'm already there.
Warning, storage full.
And I'm probably we're gonna take a pause for about an hour or so and come back. I gotta get some food. I haven't had anything to eat today. Had 4 cups of coffee. And get some food, and then we're gonna come back online into the universe and hopefully make a lot of money mining. Pleasure to meet you, and yeah, like I said, we'll be around and not going anywhere. No plan to. My kids have kind of spread to the wind. around the States, so this is our way to stay in touch with them still. Let them know mom and dad are still kicking. When they see a new Twitch stream VOD show up, it works for us. I gotta, I need to get that key for the space break. Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. By the way, I've got what seems to be a couple-minute lag between hearing your chats and my replies, and I apologize. I don't know if there's something I'm sure there is something that I can set in Twitch so it's more real time, or YouTube, but I noticed it's not always real time, and it probably has something to do with me being a nobody in the Twitch universe, but that's okay too. Ah, that makes sense. Yeah, playing Elite Dangerous, which I got into about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. I've played a lot of it myself. My wife never did, but the way you described it, barren planets, I mean, at first, compared to anything else that was out there in terms of a polished game, yeah, really cool to land on the space stations and go to planets and do the mining loop and all of that. But after a while, going around the universe, it was like, okay, seen this before. And the exploration loop became very dry for me, where you just go to a new system, ping it, and then turn it into the cartography, and always waiting to be interdicted. Accidentally being distracted when you come out of jump and fly into a star. Yeah, I mean, it gets old. It's not, it's a very different level. It's a good game. I like the game, and, I like my ships there, but it's very different from. Well, I can easily say that even after 2 weeks, like I said, I play my original pledge, which is now melted down. I bought like 3.5 years ago, and I did try to play it, but the nature of my job and the frustration at the time, 3.5 years ago, yeah, I was definitely not up for that level of the bugs and tolerating it. And that's when I went to Elite. But I am really happy to say that coming back here, I've been following on YouTube, and having played all the Wing Commanders all the way to the end, I thought it was kind of cool. I've been following it. But my experience coming back with my wife at 4.1 has been extremely positive. Yeah, a few minor bugs, but here we are a couple of weeks after the patch, and there doesn't seem to be black voids when you're getting onto elevators. And, with a game of this level of complexity and immersion, Yeah, I mean, you're not even World of Warcraft after 20 years, and that's an extremely expansive game for what it is. Their patch days don't go too well, still. And I remember the early
to the
days of that
ASOP
game. It
vehicle
was
retrieval system.
pretty brutal, especially when you have 4 women in
Your
the house
vehicle
yelling
has
at
been
you
moved
that
to
they
our
can't
storage facility. Please
get
visit
their
us later.
stuff.
Goodbye.
But, overall, I can see the vision. I loved the Wing Commander and the whole spirit of that. We might be one of the few people that have bought the Wing Commander movie. And, yeah, always been a fan. And I'm really excited to see the universe come to life in what is probably the most impressive overall universe of any game that I've played in 30 years. And that's saying something. A few years of gaming experience, which is a nice way of saying I'm old, but which is also very true. Yeah, we're pretty jazzed. This is like, I'm not going into retirement just yet, but I can easily see this as a super enjoyable pastime as I drift into the never never, as it were. I got the wrong ship. Oops.
Could we get a fire marshal down to decom?
But yeah, I'm loving it. It's funny is I was doing some traveling. Work was a little hectic, and there's a lot of stress for what I do because of the fact that when I joined Varian 8 years ago, there was only 3 of these proton therapy systems globally. Now we have 30. And I don't mind saying that has been a handful. Um, that being said, I still kept track of this game and watching vids, and the Squadron 42 video is what got me interested. And I thought that it was cinematic, and I was like, man, they did a good job with that. But I didn't quite come back to reload the game and give it a try until I came across and realized that that was in-game footage with real 3D models, and I'm like, whoa. And Mark Hamill and Gary Alden, it was way cool to learn that, and that's what got me to load the game back up and give it a try. And I'm happy I did because, yeah, this is night and day different from 3 years ago, and extremely happy. Just everything I was hoping for.
The movie glass has been found.
You might say I've been waiting for this game for 28 years after the Wing Commander, which is probably older than a lot of Twitch streamers have been alive. And that's okay too. Like I said, I'm a firm believer that getting old beats the alternatives, at least for me. Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. That's what actually, at first I thought it was a acted cutscene,
Report to management as soon as possible.
and
Tell them to
was
manage.
sort of blown away when I found out that that was all in-game immersion. And it made me curious to the point where I dusted off my pledge, reloaded the game, and wanted to come and check it out to see if they were actually advanced that far. And I'm really happy to see that they really are. But with that, I've really enjoyed the conversation. I'm going to take about an hour break, get some food, get something to drink, maybe even have a vodka and orange.
Could we get a fire marshal down
We'll
to
see.
decom?
Sunday afternoon. Can't think of any particular reason why I can't do that. And then we'll be back on probably for the evening. And I hope that I see you both in the verse. I'll definitely keep an eye out for you. And online, always looking for good people to have fun with, especially in a game like this. It's great. But we're gonna go get some food. I absolutely will. Thank you for all the information, and yeah, we'll take any tips and tricks as we learn the verse. But you know, we're not
even
gonna
have
push it. We're gonna
vodka and orange.
I'm gonna get the whole mining loop
We'll
down,
see.
and like I said, I
Sunday
think next
afternoon.
is
Can't
salvage.
think of any particular reason why
And
they can't do that.
I think my
And,
wife's gonna
then
drag
we'll
me
get
into
back
the
out
mercenary
probably for the
thing, which
evening.
means I'll probably go to jail.
And I
again,
hope that
but, you know, hey,
I see you both
all-
in the verse.
it's all part of this
I'll
game.
definitely keep an eye out.
We're
for you.
learning, having
And
fun. But take care,
online.
and if I don't see you this afternoon,
Always looking
have a great rest of
for
the
good people to have fun with,
weekend,
especially in a game like
and
this.
I'll
It's
join you
great.
with that drink here in about an hour.
But
and
we're
we'll see
gonna
you in the
go
verse.
get some food.
Take care and a pleasure.